as Bortles throws, and that's broken up by Eli Apple. Pass intended for Dante Moncrief, so the Jaguars send out the field goal unit.
Yeah, really good coverage by Eli Apple. You'll see the bunch formation, right? They're trying to reduce you to expand you. Your eyes can get bad sometimes down here, and he does actually take a look into the backfield. He has enough makeup speed. The ball's a little bit out of the reach of the receiver anyways, and it's good to see Eli Apple, who a lot of people have criticized, come up with a big play early and get this Giants defense off on third down.
Well, here is Josh Lambo, 39-yard attempt. It is straight through. So the Jaguars score on their opening drive. Giants hold them to a field goal.
So that AFC South offense gets a field goal on their opening possession of the season. Tennessee with their opening possession of the season, AFC South team. In Miami, taking on the Dolphins. And with the new uniforms, Ryan Suckup still is true. 47-yarder for Suckup. Marcus Mariota was 3 of 4 for 26 yards on that opening drive. Tennessee 3, Miami nothing. 7-0 here with Ryan Fitzpatrick starting for the Bucs in favor of the suspended Jameis Winston.
Barber right across the 41-yard line.
Actually, we're going to step away from that game. Ravens in the red zone at home against the Bills.
Look at that gaping hole. Look at him drive. Touchdown. At this time a year ago, that kid was on the practice squad.
Well, you look at the block from the guard, and that is a huge hole for Alex Collins. Watch him finish. He's going to be just shy.
What do you think?
I don't know. It's
Did he
hard.
cross?
It looked like
he's not on the ground.
He's not on the ground yet. He is reaching.
And he's on a body. And I think as his elbow hits.
That's going to be a review that'll take a couple minutes. We'll let you know if the Baltimore touchdown stands. Meanwhile, Cincinnati deep into Colts territory just outside the red zone.
Giovanni Bernard's first touch, and he's going the wrong way, and his helmet is sent flying off his head. So good pressure there by the Colts rush defense.
You're trying to run that outside stretch zone, and you don't get the corner. Big number 99 right in the middle, Al Woods. He came off, pushed the guard backwards, and was there to wrap up once you had the containment from the outside.
A loss of 2 on the play for Bernard. Mixon's back in there. Second down and 12. 8:40 to go in the opening quarter.
John Ross, the speed guy, no catches last year. Let's see what he can produce now.
Dalton looking his way, incomplete over the head of John Ross. Good coverage on that.
It's going to be a 3rd and long for the Bengals in just a moment. Let's see another play from the Buccaneers offense.
Very, very well. And now you stabilize that even more with a veteran presence in Kirk Coleman.
Fitzpatrick to throw and has time in the pocket. Airing it out deep to Sean Jackson. Wide open. He's got it, and that's going to be a Buccaneer touchdown. A couple of veterans hooking up. 58 yards.
Coming out of that slot position. Presses up the field, and they kind of lose him on that side. Playing a single high safety look.
Maybe a shootout brewing in the Superdome. They've seen their share in New Orleans over the last several years. 3rd and 12.
Pressure coming. Dalton's pass is batted down at the line. And it's 4th down and 12.
Let's watch the field goal here for the Bengals, but the Ravens have kicked their extra point. So the Alex touchdown ruling on the field was a touchdown. Replay confirmed it. 7-0 Baltimore.
A little more agile than the big tackles. They got their hands up in the middle. Knocked the ball down from Dalton.
So out comes Randy Bullock, who last year was 18 of 20 on field goals. This one is from 42 yards away. And Bullock's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first.
All right, so some field goals here. The Giants offense on the field for the first time this year. First play from scrimmage, they go to a slant to OBJ. He caught it for about an 8-yard gain, and it was called back by penalty. And then look at this replay. Eli from his own end zone is going to heave it up to his second-year tight end, Evan Engram. There's the hold right there. Probably lucky it wasn't a safety. It could have been 1 yard back. Could have been a safety if it was a hold in the end zone, I believe. Yeah, they didn't call it in the end zone. Evan Engram made a fantastic catch, which was negated by that holding penalty. Saxonville bringing heat early in Jersey.
Why they played so much better on defense.
Timeout is taken by the Jaguars. Rough start for Giants right tackle Eric Flowers. Back in a moment.
All right, during the stoppage there, let's check in for the first time on the Niners and the Vikings. Minnesota got the opening kickoff, and they ended up punting. Jimmy Garoppolo had it, and on 3rd and 7, he goes incomplete. George Kittle, his intended target. San Francisco punting away to Minnesota. So Kirk Cousins couldn't get a first down in his first possession as a Minnesota Viking. Jimmy Garoppolo, who is 7-0 as a starting quarterback in his NFL career, can't move the sticks for the Niners opening possession of 2018. Touchdowns in the New Orleans game, in the Baltimore game, and in the New England game. You've seen all of them so far. What will the Giants do on 2nd and very long?
It was ruled that the hold took place out of the end zone.
After review, the ruling out in the field has been confirmed. The holding started outside the end zone. The ruling on the field is correct. The penalty is half the distance to the goal.
All right, so as Rondé mentioned prior to the commercial, because the hold started outside the end zone, it is not a safety.
I appreciate Craig affirming what I've already noticed. I don't think Doug Marrone had the video that we had.
So the Giants now facing a 2nd down and 20. And this play is blown dead.
This might be a clock issue, I think, Kenny. That's exactly what it was.
We saw the side judge, Adrian Hill, come running in. A look from Tiki's hat cam. There's Tiki. Barkley. Nothing. Signaled he was down inside the 1.
Get down inside this close to your goal line, and you want direct runs, something quick hitting, and you can see it's not a safety. The contact took place outside of the end zone, so in the field of play. Good play.
That may have been a close replay, but Doug Marrone's certainly not going to challenge that. The ball was out of the end zone, and he doesn't want to challenge and lose back-to-back opportunities there. Nathan Peterman, starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Ravens take him down there, and the Ravens will get a punt back, leading 7-0 at home.
Snap under center for Eli Manning tonight.
3rd down and 23. As Manning throws, it's caught by the tight end, Rhett Ellison. That will give the punt to Riley Dixon some breathing room.
Yeah, and that's all you want, Kenny. You want the ability to punt out of a clean, non-backed up situation, and good job by Rhett Ellison finding some space in this zone, and good play call too by Shermer. I think everybody was expecting run there, able to sneak out. The linebackers are fast flowing, reacting to what they thought was going to be a run. Pick up enough yards to give them some breathing room here.
So not what the Giants had in mind for their opening drive. 2 Flowers penalties, 2 negative runs by Saquon Barkley. The punt by Dixon.
All right, we know you're wondering about the forecast in Cleveland. They're saying wind gusts could be 30 miles an hour, and Tyrod Taylor looked like he was going to get sacked in the pocket, spun away, and banged down there. Tyrod holding his left hand. Remember, he dislocated his pinky finger on his non-throwing hand, his left finger in preseason. And here he gets up a little bit tender. Rain and wind in Cleveland. No score midway through the first.
When Tyrod Taylor spun out of that. Interesting here if they wave it off or not, because it was hard to hear that whistle.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 90. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Watch Tyrod Taylor, he's going to spin out, and it's Watt that comes up. The whistle, comes in right at, you can see the official hold his hand up. It's that shoulder to the head.
Yeah, it was the blow to the head.
It was the blow to the head more than it was the hit, as far as the timing of it.
Well, something that's going to be watched very closely all year long. Contact, relation to the whistle, relation to the position of the helmet. That one goes against Pittsburgh. Closest team to the red zone right now, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. Cousins at this moment is 5 of 6 for 67 yards.
Cook left gets smacked. Fred Warner, the rookie linebacker playing for Reuben Foster today. A good preseason, makes a stop for a while.
Game rewind fueled by Gatorade. Kirk Cousins, the richest guaranteed quarterback contract as he signed that in the offseason to become a Viking. Rolling out and hitting one of last year's stars, Stephon Diggs. And then the other wide receiver is special as well. Adam Thielen on the rollout. Cousins accurate so far. An 18-yard completion, a 14-yard completion. What can he have on 3rd and 6?
That's how good he is. 3rd down and 6. Blitz. Cousins throws, dropped. That's Laquan Treadwell, who's been a bit of disappointment since being drafted, and he drops the one wide open.
And Kirk Cousins stood right in there in the teeth of the blitz that you described, Kevin. K'Wan Williams, number 24, right in his face, and he stood there and delivered. And that's a ball that Laquan Treadwell has to catch.
So now we get our look at the rookie kicker, Daniel Carson, who they drafted in the 5th round this year. He missed a couple earlier in the preseason. Now it's for real from 48 yards. He's got a big leg. Weil, the punter, is the holder. And a good start for Carlson. Second drive for Kirk Cousins.
Let's come back now and check out the Colts and Bengals with still just a field goal on the board coming up on 4 minutes in the first quarter.
It's decisive. Reich, a former quarterback in the NFL, gets the play in quickly. And the only other time Luck has had this where the head coach has sent him the plays is when our newest colleague, Bruce Arians, was filling in for Chuck Pagano. He was the interim head coach and also calling plays for Andrew Luck. Wilkins again held to no gain. Frank Reich won the Super Bowl last year as the Eagles offensive coordinator. 3rd round pick by the Bills back in '85. Played with my partner James Lofton in Buffalo, and of course the incredible comeback overcoming a 32-point deficit in the wild card game against the Houston Oilers. 10th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Luck's going to run it. And Luck has the first down. Takes a big hit late. And there come the flag. Sean Williams came in late. If you thought Andrew Luck would be hesitant at all to test that shoulder, guess again.
Defensive players have to realize when the quarterback slides feet first, he's protected. When the quarterback goes head first, he's still protected.
Personal foul. After the play was over, personal foul, number 36, defense. After this to the goal, automatic first down.
Pete Morelli, today's referee.
You know, we have heard during the offseason about the helmet-to-helmet, flying in at the quarterback, and the possible ejections. And that was a play that borderlined on, hey, they got together, they talked about it, looked at what Sean Williams did, and maybe his momentum started early, maybe because he wasn't just with the crown of his helmet. He tried to turn his shoulder a little bit. Late hit. He's lucky he's still in the ballgame. And there's still some conversations going on.
All right, while they discuss that, we got a double update from the Saints game. They worked themselves just into the red zone, and on 3rd and short, Breeze, Kamara. Oh, almost had it, but just over his outstretched arms. Kamara still with 56 scrimmage yards in the first quarter. Will Lutz comes on for a 36-yard field goal. Drew Brees, sharp as ever, 7 of 9. That was only 1 of 2 incompletions he's had all first quarter here. 93 yards passing for Brees and the Saints, who have 10 points on the board in the opening frame. Back to the 1st and goal in Indy.
That's what you're trying to get out of football. He led with the helmet. He launched himself. He did a lot of things. If a player lowers his head to initiate contact and makes in that head and neck area, that's what it is. And you're looking at it, and it's the official's discretion right at the bottom. They talked about it. They got together, and they determined that's what it was.
That bottom point was the big one. Player can be ejected at the official's discretion. And a huge loss for Cincinnati.
We're on.
Sean Williams, their starting strong safety.
All right.
So it's 1st and goal for the Colts from the 9-yard line. Luck to the end zone, incomplete. And while we have a moment, we want to bring in our newest rule.
Okay, 2nd and goal coming up. We got time to sneak in an update on Blake Bortles and the Jags offense. Bortles, no pressure in his face, underthrown ball, and Janoris Jenkins. Nice play to make the interception. Bortles, 3 of 7, 48 yards and that interception. And that's the story for the Jags. 1 step away from the Super Bowl last year. What type of quarterback play will they get this year? They are up 3-0 in Jersey.
That on the field, or New York suggested and made that call from the command center.
On 2nd and goal, Luck to Wilkins at the 5, and he's down at the 1. Gene, did you agree with the call?
3rd and goal in Indy, will you, from the 1-yard line? Get you there in a moment. Lamar Miller popping a big run. How about that one? Into the secondary for a 31-yard run. Miller with 36 scrimmage yards. Patriots still lead 7-0. We'll let you know if the Texans get close to the red zone.
You know, there's a good possibility because of the way that broke down, guys, that is what happened.
All right, Gene Steratore, thank you very much. 3rd and goal for the Colts. Wilkins, the running back, takes the handoff, and he is stuffed. It was Jordan Evans leading the charge for the Cincinnati defense, and it's 4th and goal. Loss of 2.
Saquon Barkley. We are half hour into the first NFL Red Zone. Didn't take us too long to mention the kid out of Penn State. Strength, power, speed, and balance. Working his way for a 10-yard gain. Gets up, and the rookie with a little something to say to Jalen Ramsey afterwards. Welcome to the NFL, Saquon. 4th down, offense on the field in Indy.
For Frank Reich, and he's rolling the dice on 4th and goal, and now Marvin Lewis running down the sideline to call timeout. Interesting call there by Frank Reich to not sit.
Okay, during the timeout, we got time to check in on Saquon Barkley and the Giants because they are into field goal range here on their possession coming up on 4 minutes. Yeah, I tell you what, in between plays here as Saquon gets up, a little grimace on his face there. He's staying in the game. He had a play-action fake, and then Eli to OBJ. I told you the first play of the game, they went to Odell Beckham on a slant, and he caught it, but it was called back by offensive penalty. That catch is his first official catch of 2018. Back from the broken ankle, it goes from 24 yards and helps set up this scoring opportunity for the G-men. As soon as the Colts go under center, we'll get you back to Indy.
Pat Shermer covets in his offense.
Okay, tight.
On 2nd and 5. And incomplete. Beckham. Shoved out of bounds at the 21-yard line by B.J. Hayden, setting up 3rd down and 2.
You know, interesting there.
They motioned Beckham into the backfield prior to the snap.
Yeah, and they weren't traveling them. They were playing sides there. It sets up a
Giants working scoring distance. Titans inside the red zone. Marcus Mariota been so careful with the football in his young career inside here. As Eli scrambles and throws, and is that Odell again? It sure is. 1st and goal, Giants on a drive that Odell has been working the ball down the field. And on the Tennessee Titans side there, that was a run on 1st and goal. Derrick Henry Henry, their big back, staying in the game. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Back and forth, Titans and Giants.
Because they had momentum. That was a first down. Why get a penalty right there and make it 1st and 15? Now we're inside the 5-yard line, ready to put 6 on the board.
2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. Derrick Henry, the running back. Off the play fake. Mariota throws, and it's broken up. Bobby McCain came over.
Sets him up inside the 10.
Shepard now comes in motion. 1st and goal from the 8. It's Barkley. And he works his way inside the 5-yard line.
His shoulders turn and get his feet in position that he can put enough heat on it to get it to him. Wide receiver was open, but only for a short period of time.
By the way, the rain has stopped. The changing weather of South Florida, the rain has stopped. 3rd and goal, Dion Lewis in at running back. From the 3-yard line. Mariota with time. Nobody open. Now he throws. Incomplete. Ten-play drive stalls at the
bottom of your screen. 2nd and goal. Barkley spins, and it is hit for a loss. Barry Church, the longtime Dallas Cowboy, now in his 2nd season with the Jaguars, makes the play.
You can see the back judge through his hat. When he throws his hat, he lets you know the offensive players, he can't touch it first.
And Mike Vrabel, the rookie head coach, is going for it. Mariota throwing outside, and it comes up short. Corey Davis was stopped by Minka Fitzpatrick.
I'm telling you, Dolphins fans, you got to
cannot be discounted either.
3rd and goal from the 8. On the toss, it's Beckham. And Beckham with nowhere to go. Taken down by Church at the 9-yard line. So the Giants will send out the field goal unit.
Well, if you spend any time watching the Jaguars in the preseason, their defense was in midseason form, man. They had a bunch of drives into the red zone, obviously getting their feet underneath them, but no touchdowns. And that's exactly what you get here. This Jaguars team is so fast flowing to the football. Those type of plays are going to be hard to execute if you're the Giants offense.
27-yard attempt for Rosas. He was perfect during the preseason. Missed 7 field goal attempts last year from the left hash. We are tied at 3. And now some extra.
All right, so a couple field goals there in that game to tie that one up. A defensive struggle, not a surprise. The Buccaneers, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 35-year-old journeyman, forced into the starting role with Jameis Winston suspended for off-field activity, hits Chris Godwin on a 16-yard pass, lofts one up to Mike Evans, and the star receiver hauls it in for 21 yards. 1st and goal, Tampa Bay. What will Ryan Fitzpatrick dial up for a potential touchdown? How about a fake handoff? He calls his own number. 35-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick. If you had to start Ryan Fitzpatrick today in fantasy, you get yourself a rushing touchdown in the 1st quarter. And Dirk Cutter's guys are up 14-10 with 2 minutes left to go in the 1st quarter. All right, no one in the red zone at the moment, but the closest team, the Ravens, who are now inside the 25-yard line.
Hit on the play by Poyer, 11-yard reception, and they'll put him down to the 24. Flag.
This is going to be a helmet-to-helmet shot.
There is no foul on the play. The hit was legal. 1st down.
Mark Andrews, they like him. Boy, the tight end in this offense significant. Let's watch this one again.
Well, this is what they're really trying to avoid. You just watch the tight end go down. He leads with
do a game rewind here. So Baltimore, the circled player, that's Lamar Jackson, the 1st-round draft pick. They said they were going to have a package for him. This is not necessarily what they had in mind. Kind of run a reverse to him, and it was a passing play called. He had to reverse field and then just throw it away. But Lamar Jackson, the 32nd pick in this year's draft, is in the box score.
It's Collins. And they got Hughes and others there. Edmonds, no gain on the play. He is stoned at about the 23-yard line.
I think Buffalo's...
Okay, got a couple of big updates from big-name quarterbacks. Ben Roethlisberger throwing the ball in the elements in Cleveland. And, whoa, what are we doing? Triple coverage right there. And it's the first-round draft pick, Denzel Ward, comes up with the interception for the Cleveland Browns defense. And then this one, thrown behind the intended target from Tom Brady. Not sure whose fault it was on the play. He was going for James White. And you know who that is? That's Honey Badger. Tyrann Mathieu picks off Tom Brady. So Brady, Ben, interceptions early on.
Sneed hit on the play after a gain of 4 by Johnson. And they'll go down to the 19-yard line of Buffalo.
Talking to Sean McDermott last night, one of the things he said was last year on defense, their overall team speed wasn't where it needed to be. And that's why they went out and picked up the linebacker Edmonds. It's a guy that can run sideline to sideline. I think give him a little bit more speed on the second level when it comes to pass coverage.
Edmonds only 20 years old, youngest starting linebacker on opening weekend in the Super Bowl era on 3rd and 6. Buck Allen, he breaks 1 tackle at games. Finally, he is brought down in the secondary, hit by Hyde.
First and goal, Ravens coming right back to M&T Bank Stadium after we show you Andy Dalton and the Bengals get it out to their main guy, A.J. Green. Catch, but punch and a fumble. A.J. Green not securing the football. Colts recovering the football. Take another look at it. What a fantastic job by the defender, the safety coming up there to make that play. Ravens first and goal, now second and goal.
He picks up a yard gain on the play, and they'll put him down to about the 7.
I like Max Williams. You know, I worked Max Williams out when he was a junior in high school out of Waconia, Minnesota. I did such a good job coaching him as a quarterback, Kevin. He went to the University of Minnesota, became a tight end.
Wow. What's that say about
that? Tells you that I'm not a very good quarterback coach, but they like Max Williams. He'll do it all. He'll get in there and do the dirty work and block.
Jackson is in. The fake by Flacco. Incomplete, low and uncatchable from Brown with the heavy coverage there by Poyer.
Let's double box in the Minnesota Vikings. They're in field goal range at home against the Niners. And then third and goal coming up on the left side of the screen.
It's Murray, left side, breaks it outside, and Murray dives inside the 25, and he works his way all the way down to the 22. So normally not Murray's forte. He's a north-south guy, but he's
an 11-year veteran. I know that would be hard for me, but the good thing is they're not taking Flacco out of the game.
Third and goal at the 7. Wide open, touchdown, Sean Brown. 7-yard touchdown pass by Joe Flacco.
Cousins has time, going far sideline. Zone, it's Diggs. Touchdown.
That touchdown pass, the 100th career touchdown pass in Kirk Cousins' career, his first as a Minnesota Viking. Drops it in beautifully to Stephon Diggs. Look out if that passing attack is serious this year. We know about the defense in purple. Red zone opportunity for Deshaun Watson.
Going to hand it off. And nowhere to go because Lawrence Guy was waiting for Miller along with Flowers.
Just a great job by Guy coming down the line, making a play. And I'll tell you, if you're going to slow this running game down, it really hurts Houston's offense in that play-action game that they're so good at. That's really where they get you on these big plays. Now 3rd and 10. Defense now gets risen up. Everyone gets excited. Here comes the new exotic blitz, which they're not going to do. They're just going to rush forward and play man-to-man. Safety will subtly get in here to help on the quarterback.
Gilmore on Hopkins at the top. Watson in trouble. And he's still not down. Now he is back at the 25. A lot of traffic in the pocket. And Flowers able to get to him for a loss of 7.
Well, we'll check out the field goal, what we expect to be a field goal attempt for the Texans after we show you Drew Brees. Nice blitz pickup from the outside, hitting Michael Thomas, last year's star wide receiver, picking up where he left off, flexing on a 35-yard gain. Deshaun Watson was just sacked. That was the first time this game he has been dropped in his return after the ACL.
Attempt the field goal from 42 yards. Out of the Daniel hold. Watch that. The rookie gets it down. The kick by Fairbairn is dead center. So the Texans get 3 off the takeaway.
I'm impressed by this New England defense.
All right, close game in Foxborough. This one is the highest scoring game of the first quarter. Now start of the second quarter, and Drew Brees from the 28-yard line hauls back, heaves it. Ted Ginn. Separation in the last moment into the end zone. 28-yard touchdown. Drew Brees is carving right now. 10 of 12, 165 yards passing against the Buccaneers, who were atrocious in pass defense last year. Really, the whole defense for the Bucs was bad. But Brees is on his way to a 400-plus yard game at this rate. That's his first touchdown.